not touch my car!
If you don't open the door, I'm going to smash it.
What for?
Because it comes back to a black Merc and I want to make sure your docs are all in order.
It's not a Mercedes.
Pardon?
It's not a Merc.
Black Jaguar it comes back to. Now open
It is black. Look at the roof. Yeah. The law states that this is supposed, you have to, if you change over 1 quarter of your car. What are you doing, mate?
If you don't open the window and shut the car off now and do as you're told.
The car is shut off? Why you got a baton out?
Count to 3. 1.
Why have you got...
You're being video and audio recorded.
Alright, fair enough. There's no need for the baton.
There is, because you're not doing as you're told. You're going to be yourself lifted to check your documents, because at this minute in time, I don't think you've got any.
I haven't got any on me.
It's offence. It's road traffic act. You're not doing as you're told. Now wind the window down and pass me your driving licence. Do as you're told.
I don't have my driving licence on me.
Then there'll be no damage, will there?
I don't have my driving licence on me.
Tell me how and what it should be done.
Right, the car doesn't need to be changed colour because it's not been 100% changed. If you look at the roof, it is still black.
Right, well I don't know that, do I?
Well, you're the police officer, mate. You're supposed to know that.
You'll get a ticket for something.
UK vehicle law doesn't require you to update records for minor or partial color changes. The obligation only kicks in when the primary color of the vehicle changes. That's why the driver points to the roof still being black. The car's dominant color hasn't changed. So there's nothing to correct on the system. This isn't some loophole. It's standard guidance reflected in how the DVLA treats color alterations. What makes the BANT threat so outrageous is that there's no urgency driving it. The driver is stationary, compliant, and explaining the situation calmly. There's no refusal to provide details, no attempt to flee, no safety issue developing. The baton comes out not because the law requires action, but because the sergeant wants immediate submission on his interpretation of the rules.
Sorry?
Well, if that's it, you're
So, wait, sorry, you're finding something to ticket me for?
Well, what you're saying to me is, I'm a police officer, I should know everything. When it's pitch black, right, for start off with, I'm stopping your car because it's coming back as a black, whatever it is.
Right.
Minute, you're not doing as you're told, therefore I'm going to get the situation safe by getting the keys and getting you out of the car and getting you in handcuffs. It's as simple as that, and you're going to be arrested for driving matters.
Well, this is my vehicle.
Insurance and no licence.
This is my vehicle.
Right, well then, do as you're told.
Right, there's no need to be so aggressive.
No, I'm being aggressive because you're not doing as you're told, and I don't know whether you're going to try and floor it out of here and run me down, etc, etc.
I ain't getting out of there.
You're turning a simple traffic stop into a big issue. You're going to get yourself arrested in a second for obstructing police and for driving matters. Do you understand? If you don't do as you're told. Now I'm asking you, open the door and get out so I can confirm who you are or show me some identification.
I can confirm who I am from here, thank you.
As per
with the way you've been...
per the road traffic law, you're meant to produce your driving licence and insurance to me. Why have you got an attitude towards us and saying you can't do this, you can't do that?
Saying he's going to find something to ticket the driver isn't a slip. It's an admission that enforcement has turned into punishment. From that moment on, everything that follows is tainted. The sergeant also saying, do as you're told or you'll be arrested for obstructing police, isn't a lawful instruction. It's a threat designed to force compliance where none is legally required. Obstruction doesn't exist just because an officer doesn't like the pace or manner of cooperation. The road traffic claim doesn't save him either. Under UK law, a driver is required to produce their license and insurance, not to physically exit their vehicle on demand to do so. If those documents aren't immediately available, the law allows production later at a police station.
Well, you're coming at me with a baton. First of all, you don't need to be so aggressive. Why do I need to open the door? You can confirm who I am from outside the car.
The situation safe and the car switched off.
The car is being switched off as soon as you got here, mate. As soon as I pulled up, I turned the car off.
I didn't know that, did I? I didn't know that, did I?
Did you not hear the diesel engine?
I didn't hear that, did I? You're being argumentative, like I've just said to you. You are turning a simple traffic stop into something more complicated. I'm stopping you because your vehicle comes back as a black vehicle. At this minute in time, all I can see is blue. If I can bottom that out, I can bottom that out. I'm the sergeant from the No Excuse team. You can see the blue lights. You've been ordered to stop. You're not abiding by the road traffic law.
I've stopped and I've put my keys up here, as you can see. My car is stopped.
Right, open the door because I want to have a look at the tint on the windows. Open the door, I want to have a look at the tint of the windows.
Well...
Thank you. So it's not too difficult, is it? It's not too...
The safety excuse collapses the moment you apply basic sensors. The engine is audibly off. The vehicle isn't moving, and the keys aren't even in the ignition. Safety checks exist to resolve uncertainty. Once that uncertainty is gone, the justification dies with it. The sergeant isn't reacting to risk. He's ignoring clear indicators because they don't get him the outcome he wants. What exposes it completely is the sudden pivot to window tint. That wasn't a concern 5 minutes earlier because it wasn't real. It only appears once the safety narrative fails. Tint doesn't require a door be open on the spot, and it certainly doesn't override the absence of any offense or risk. This is escalation by substitution. When one excuse collapses, replace it with another and hope something sticks.
You can put the phone down as well.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Not with the way you've been pulling battens out.
You'll be arrested.
What for?
Pardon?
What for?
I've just explained to you. Obstructing police, not allowing me to do my duty, and not allowing me to check whether you've got a driving licence and insurance, which I'm empowered to do with the road traffic law.
Yes, I understand that. I understand that completely.
Then why are you being argumentative?
Because to check my driving licence, you don't need to open my door. I told you I don't have a driving licence on me.
I need you to come and sit in my car.
I'm not going to do that, I'm afraid.
I need to bottom out whether you're drunk or not, or you've had a beer. I can't do that out here.
I'm sorry, do you have reasonable suspicion?
Yes.
Can you get your phone out recording, mate? Because this guy's very aggressive.
He's got cans in here, and your behaviour. I need to
What, a can of Coke Zero? This man has a can of Coke Zero, and you're saying that I'm drinking because of it?
Any vodka in there or anything, no?
No.
Right, you're
I'm under arrest, sorry, what for?
Time. Suspicion of driving, no insurance, no licence.
Right, get a camera, mate. Here, take that.
This is where the sergeant completely detaches from reality. He suddenly claims the driver needs to get into the police car so he can check if he's drunk, despite having zero indicators of impairment. No poor driving, no smell of alcohol, no slurred speech, no unsteadiness. The only thing he points to is cans in the car, and even that collapses instantly when the driver shows it's a Coke Zero. That's not suspicion, that's embarrassment. And when that angle dies, he escalates again, straight to arrest with no insurance and no license without first establishing either. There's no prior confirmation, no checks completed, no refusal by the driver to provide details, just an arrest thrown out to regain control of a situation the sergeant has already lost.
To calm down.
No, you need to calm down, do as you're told.
I have done nothing wrong.
You've turned a simple traffic stop
I have done
into
nothing
being
wrong,
arrested.
and you are bending my arm extremely aggressively.
Because I'm detaining you. It's as simple as that. We're allowed to use force. We're allowed to use reasonable force to get somebody detained. Now get out the car and do as you're told.
Don't stop putting that. That's attached inside my arm. I mean, it's attached inside my arm. How much more of a description do you need?
What do you mean attached inside your arm?
It is inside my arm.
Is it?
It's a medical device, mate.
Well, I don't know that, do I?
Well,
listen to me. You've got a major attitude.
It's because you're grabbing things out of my arm. I'm telling you, there's something attached in my arm, and you're pulling it.
And I want to make the situation safe. This chap in here, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what you're doing. I'm on my own. I want to go home at the end of the day. It's as simple as that. You're turning a simple traffic stop into an actual nightmare. You have. You've been non-compliant throughout. Non-compliant throughout. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention one question somebody later on in court. You are under arrest at this minute in time, suspicion of driving this car, no insurance, no licence.
When the driver says he's being hurt, the sergeant doesn't reassess or adjust his grip. He responds with, "We are allowed to use force." That isn't an operational decision. It's a declaration. He's no longer asking whether force is necessary. He's asserting entitlement to it. That matters because force in law isn't about what you're allowed to do in theory. It's about what is required in that moment. What pushes this into genuinely dangerous territory is the handling of the medical device. The driver flags it, and instead of avoiding it, the sergeant squeezes directly onto it while applying force. This isn't a fast-moving arrest under threat. It's a controlled situation where the officer chooses not to modify his actions.
What charges did you bring against Jeff Cott?
So in the application for summons, I alleged 4 offences. So the first one was false imprisonment in relation to the way that Jeff Cott had arrested Carl. I also alleged common assault in relation to his use of the baton quite so early into the interaction. And then I alleged 2 public order offences in relation to the statements he was making, his aggression and his tone throughout the incident. Essentially, we had to continue to chase over the space of, I would say, around a year to actually get a decision.
And what was it, Cram's decision?
The decision was effectively that there was not evidence that Jeff Cott had committed any offences.
Jeffcott had been left twisting in the wind for 4 long years, not knowing whether or not he'd be prosecuted or sacked. As a result, he threw in the towel and resigned from Dorset Police. Ben in particular spent weeks preparing the judicial review and the oral arguments, which took a full 90 minutes to recite in the High Court. He did us proud. Regardless of this, we both agree it was worth the investment because it achieved our aim: to have Jeffcott removed from the force.
What Crime Bodgage exposes here is the real battleground, not the roadside, but the system that comes after. For allegations were put forward: false imprisonment for an arrest that had no lawful foundation, common assault for introducing a baton almost immediately, and 2 public order offenses rooted in Cott's aggression and tone. None of that is abstract. It's all tied to observable behavior. Yet, after a year of chasing, the decision comes back that there's not enough evidence. That tells you exactly how insulated officers are once a badge is involved. Crime Bodgage and the legal team force the issue forward, not because the system wants resolution, but because it's being dragged there. The judicial review, the high court hearing, the 90-minute oral argument that isn't theatrics, it's leverage and it works. Jeffcott didn't leave policing because the system corrected itself. He left because sustained scrutiny made staying impossible. That's a critical distinction. Accountability didn't arrive as a verdict. It arrived as pressure. The law didn't remove him. Persistence did. The win is that an officer who demonstrated dangerous, ego-driven policing is no longer wearing a uniform. But look at the cost to get there. This wasn't justice delivered efficiently. It was justice forced into existence. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me continue with my independent coverage. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. See you in the next.